Alright guys, what's going on? It's Phil here, and welcome to my WWE Backlash 2025 predictions. We all know that WrestleMania was just 3 weeks ago, so when it comes down to the build of WWE Backlash this year, WWE really didn't give themselves much time in order to really build good quality feuds for this WWE PLE. But considering what we did get, I do believe that we are going to be seeing a good show from top to bottom. And that just may be my opinion, but I'll definitely go over as to why I think all the matches could be relatively good as I give you guys my full thoughts and opinions on what I think could be happening on the show, who I think is going to be winning, and where I think WWE can go from here when Backlash is all said and done. But before we get right into that, why don't you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you guys never miss another upload right here on the YouTube channel. I got a lot of things cooking up for you guys, so stay tuned for all of that. We are so close to 500 subscribers, so if we can hit that goal almost by WWE Backlash or just a few days after that, I think that would be fantastic. So go click that subscribe button. It's absolutely free, and you can always unsubscribe later, but don't, because like I said, I got a lot of things coming your way, so stay tuned. And don't forget to follow me on my other social media platforms as well. All of those are going to be linked down in the description as well. So, with that being said, without further ado, let's get right in to WWE Backlash 2025. First up, let's talk about the matchup for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, as Lyra Valkyria is defending her title against the man, Becky Lynch. Now, when it comes down to this match in a general sense, I'm very much looking forward to this, mainly because of the fact that WWE is finally putting a women's mid-card championship on a WWE PLE, so that's fantastic for them. But an argument can be made that at the end of the day, this women's mid-card championship is on the card because of the man Becky Lynch. And yes, you can make that argument, but regardless of however you may feel towards Becky Lynch, whether you like her or whether you don't, I love that the Women's Intercontinental Championship is getting a shine on a WWE PLE, especially because of what WWE has told between Lyra and Becky up until this very point. WWE has done a very good job at making Lyra Valkyria seem like a legitimate threat to Becky Lynch. And honestly, at the end of the day, WWE has done a very fantastic job at making sure that Lyra Valkyria is going to be able to step out of Becky Lynch's shadow after being compared to Becky Lynch so many times, because not just because they're Irish, but with how everything is all just come about, Lyra Valkyria has always looked up to Becky Lynch, and that is the reason why she's ultimately here in the WWE. And WWE just did a phenomenal job at making Lyra Valkyria seem like a legitimate threat to Becky Lynch. The promos have been very good by Lyra Valkyria. Becky Lynch has done her job at making Lyra Valkyria look good as well. And when it is all said and done, even though I probably would have gone a different route with them winning the Women's Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania, then losing them the next night to Liv and Raquel, who's ultimately going to be leaving for a movie, that being Liv, I did not like that part of the build whatsoever, but regardless, however I may feel about that side of things, WWE did a very good job at making Lyra Valkyria look great in this thing, and now it's just got to be known on whether she's going to be retaining the IC title or not. And one other factor that I do believe could be getting involved in this matchup here is Bayley, because Bayley was taken out of WrestleMania due to Becky Lynch coming back to the WWE. Becky Lynch was the one to attack Bayley. She even admitted that in a promo on Monday Night Raw. And now it looks like Bayley could definitely very much well be involved in this Intercontinental Championship match at Backlash to get her revenge on Becky Lynch. Or it could ultimately cost Lyra Valkyria the IC title in the end. And it's definitely going to be very interesting to see where WWE places Bayley in this match, because I'm pretty sure we're all aware that Bayley could get involved in this thing. It's just a matter of who's going to be winning the Intercontinental Championship at the end of all of this, and who is Bayley going to go after once this is all said and done, even though that's pretty much well aware that she'll be going after Becky Lynch when this is all said and done. So at the end of the day, everyone just got to quit stalling and just pick a winner at the end of the day. So what I'm really hoping, and my prediction being, is that I hope and pray that Lyra Valkyria still walks out of Backlash as the Women's Intercontinental Champion. The only reason is mainly because of the fact that with everything that's happening right now, Lyra Valkyria can go on and do something completely different with the Women's IC title, and you can have Bayley and Becky Lynch feud non-title, and it can still mean something because Bayley was taken out of WrestleMania because of Becky Lynch. So that right there is all said and done as well. But you can still have that triple threat match happen for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, especially if the WWE Women's Evolution pay-per-view is still in the works. So who knows at the end of the day? But in my eyes, when it comes down to this feud and when it just comes down to the way that this feud has gone about, Lyra Valkyria should definitely walk out still your Women's Intercontinental Champion. Now let's talk about a match that I think is actually going to be very sneakily good at WWE Backlash, and that is the matchup between the Ring General Gunther and WWE commentator Pat McAfee. Now I say that this is going to be sneaky good mainly because of the fact, even though that this feud really did only have the 3 weeks to build for WWE Backlash, WWE has done a very good job at making Gunther look like an absolute psychopath in every single way imaginable, but they also made Pat not weak in any way, shape, or form, considering he is just behind the commentator's desk calling the matches each and every single time. And WWE has done a very good job at, just allowing Pat McAfee to be himself within this feud. WWE has always given Pat McAfee the freedom to be himself on WWE programming, whether that be on a pre-show panel or whether that be on commentary. But I think WWE fans are really sleeping on this match because at the end of the day, we all know that Pat McAfee can go in the ring. He was in a War Games match. He was in a match against Adam Cole in NXT. And whether you like Pat McAfee or not, regardless of his commentary skills or what have you, this is going to be a very good match because Gunther is going to work very well with Pat McAfee, and Pat McAfee knows his strengths and knows his weaknesses. And this is going to be a very good match, mainly because of the fact that WWE, even though they still only had 3 weeks to build this, WWE has done a phenomenal job at making Gunther look like an absolute psychopath beyond belief. Now, did I have this match on my 2025 bingo card? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, I really don't even really think it's about the match. I don't even really think it's about the winner. I think it's about what's happening after the match is all said and done. And people are just not going to like it. Because Bill Goldberg is going to be back on WWE programming, people. And at the end of the day, we all know that Bill Goldberg wants a retirement match in the WWE. I've heard that he's at least probably going to be having 2 matches at, the grand scheme of things when it comes down to his retirement. And one of them is definitely going to be against Gunther. And regardless of however you may feel about Bill Goldberg or not, I can definitely see a world where we see Pat McAfee get choked out by Gunther. Gunther wins the match. Gunther continues the assault on Pat McAfee, and then we hear Bill Goldberg's music, and we have the stare down happen between Gunther and Goldberg for a match down the line, whether that happens at SummerSlam or whether that happens at a Saudi event. Regardless of wherever this may take place, Gunther and Goldberg is definitely going to be happening, and I feel like Goldberg is definitely going to be showing up in St. Louis for WWE Backlash. So yeah, Gunther wins, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, no doubt about it whatsoever. It's just going to be what's happening after the match that people may not like, but regardless, however you may feel about Bill Goldberg, him getting a retirement match, it's just something that he wants, and I feel like WWE fans are just going to have to deal with it at this point. Now let's talk about the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE United States Championship, as Jacob Fatu is defending that title against LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. Now, I absolutely love what WWE has done with this Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship. At the end of the day, we all know that this is basically 2 WrestleMania feuds merging into a Fatal 4-Way, and I absolutely love that for this match, and I absolutely love that for the United States Championship. The big thing that I absolutely love about all of this is because even though that we are just seeing 2 feuds come together like this for the United States Championship, I just like the overall makeup of this Fatal 4-Way. I mean, you got Jacob Fatu, the champion, who just whatever he touches turns to gold. You have LA Knight, who has always been a good hand, who was the former United States champion when, after all of this was said and done at WrestleMania. He lost to Jacob Fatu. And then you have Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, 2 amazing individuals in the ring. And at the end of the day, those 2 are going to really bring the intensity for this Fatal 4-Way. WWE is going to be making the United States Championship a huge piece over on Friday Night SmackDown, because at the end of the day, we all know that the current world champion over on Friday Night SmackDown is currently trying to ruin professional wrestling. So what WWE is going to be doing here, in my eyes, is stack the United States Championship title picture with names like Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, LA Knight, and Jacob Fatu to really continue the prestige of the United States Championship and give it a little bit more legitimacy on the Friday Night SmackDown brand. Now, is it going to work? I personally think it has so far, but regardless of however you may feel about any of these four men in this championship match, it's going to be a fantastic fatal four-way, and I cannot wait to see what WWE has in store for this four-way at Backlash. Now, regardless of whoever is actually involved in this fatal four-way to begin with Drew, Damian, LA, and Jacob, I'm going with Jacob Fatu to retain the United States Championship, only because, I mean, they literally just gave it to him at WrestleMania. I do not see a world where Jacob Fatu loses the United States Championship so soon after winning it at WrestleMania just 3 weeks ago. Now, WWE could go a route to where we could see Solo Sikoa get involved, and we all heard what Nick Aldis had to say on an episode of Friday Night SmackDown, to where he truly does believe that Solo Sikoa is just trying to screw over Jacob Fatu in any single way imaginable. We could see a world where Jacob Fatu loses the United States title because of a Solo Sikoa involvement, which could lead to a match at SummerSlam between the two, or just a breakup between Jacob and Solo Sikoa from the Bloodline and all of that kind of jazz and shenanigans. But I don't think that's going to happen here. I think that's going to happen later on down the line. So I think Jacob Fatu retains the United States Championship here, and we continue to build towards Solo and Jacob, but it's just going to happen after Backlash and not happen at, so to speak. So, yeah, I got Jacob Fatu retaining the United States title. Now let's talk about a match that was just kind of really thrown together for WWE Backlash to make it a 5-match match card, and that is the Intercontinental Championship on the line as Dominik Mysterio defends against Penta. Now, like I said, at the end of the day, we all know that this match was just made purely to make Backlash a 5-match match card. Dom is retaining the Intercontinental Championship. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's no disrespect to Penta. I absolutely love Penta, Zedel, Miedo all the way. But, I mean, you just had Dom win the IC title at WrestleMania. I mean, you can't have him lose the Intercontinental Championship so soon after winning it. And Penta, he's going to be fine in the loss. I mean, we've already seen Dom beat Penta earlier on. Hell, I believe he even pinned him during the build of this entire feud to begin with for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, that was due to shenanigans because of, Chad Gable, El Grande Americano, what have you. The current speed champion, by the way, is El Grande Americano. I mean, that just has to be said. It's just ridiculous. But regardless, I think Dom and Penta are going to have a fantastic match for the IC title. It's just a matter of, Dom having to retain, because there really is no point of giving the IC title to Penta right now. I do believe that at some point we will see Penta as the Intercontinental Champion. It's just not right now. I mean, why give it to Dom at WrestleMania just to take it away 3 weeks later? So Dom got to retain the IC title at Backlash. And now let's talk about the presumed main event for the WWE Championship between John Cena, the champion, taking on the challenger and the Viper, Randy Orton. I feel like we're all just kind of back into the world of 2009 WWE, considering we're having this match for the WWE Championship, but I digress. This is going to be absolutely insane to even see now that we have John Cena as a heel and Randy Orton as a babyface, when it should just be switched around. Regardless, however this may be, I absolutely love every single thing about this. And there's definitely some things we got to be talking about, because at the end of the day, we all know that Backlash is in St. Louis, Randy Orton's hometown, and this is John Cena's first WWE Championship title defense ever since winning his 17th World Championship from Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Now, we haven't seen Cody Rhodes since WrestleMania. We haven't seen him since the loss, so I ultimately kind of do have to take Cody Rhodes into account. Maybe he shows back up at WWE Backlash. Maybe he doesn't, but regardless, I love how WWE has done this feud between John Cena and Randy Orton, because it's been solely focused on them and their history with each other. Like I said, we've seen this match a million times before, but this just feels different because of the different circumstances that we see ourselves in. And also, and just another best thing about this is because we don't have The Rock in anywhere near this, which is absolutely fantastic because, let's just face it, The Rock right now has probably ruined wrestling more than John Cena has. And I get where many people are coming from when they say that they're doing the John Cena versus Randy Orton match too soon within the retirement tour. But I would kind of have to disagree on that fact, mainly because I think nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and I think starting off the retirement tour with him as the undisputed WWE champion, going up against a guy like Randy Orton, is just absolutely tremendous because it just automatically brings us back to that time when we were all kids, and now we can just see something fresh and new, even though we have seen this, like I said, a million other times before, considering the circumstances. Now, unlike many people would probably want, I do not see a world where Randy Orton does win the Undisputed WWE Championship here. I do have John Cena retaining the Undisputed WWE title here, mainly because it's not just because of the first title defense type factor, and it's not just because WWE usually likes to see hometown guys lose. It's just a matter of you have John Cena win number 17 at WrestleMania. You just gotta continue the momentum of John Cena being the 17-time world champion, and you just got to see where things go from there. And I know John Cena has his limitations. I mean, we definitely saw that in the match against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania this year. But I think when it just comes down to the overall chemistry that we know John Cena and Randy Orton to have, I do believe that this is going to be a very, very well thought out match. And I do believe that at the end of the day, John Cena might have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, considering of what WWE fans had to say all over social media because of his match against Cody at WrestleMania. So we'll definitely see how this match plays out in the grand scheme of things, but at the end of the day, I do believe we will see some sort of shenanigans when this is all said and done. If it's The Rock, pray to God that it actually does not happen. Pray to God that it's also not because of Travis Scott. At the end of the day, if we're going to be seeing some sort of shenanigans, it definitely should be because of Cody Rhodes. And the reason why I say it should be because of Cody Rhodes is because I made a video on this last week. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I'll leave a card right up there so you guys can check it out. But I want it to be because of Cody Rhodes, mainly because of where WWE can go from here. If it is Cody Rhodes that ultimately cost Randy Orton in the end, as you know, he had a shot at the undisputed WWE title. If Cody Rhodes comes back at WWE Backlash, only having a few weeks off, because Cody Rhodes is just incensed on getting his hands on John Cena after what happened to him at WrestleMania 41, him being the guy that ultimately cost Randy Orton in the end in his hometown is going to be very, very interesting because we could be seeing a whole other different side of Cody Rhodes, and we definitely could be seeing a whole other different side of Randy Orton because Randy Orton got cost this opportunity at the Undisputed WWE Championship because of a guy in Cody Rhodes who he's always had his back for. So, if anything, I want Cody Rhodes to come back at WWE Backlash and be the reason as to why Randy Orton loses this matchup here, but we'll see in due time if that actually does play out in the way that I want. I just think if, however, regardless this match plays out, I do believe that John Cena retaining the WWE Championship is just the right way to go. So I'm going with John Cena retaining the undisputed WWE title in the main event of Backlash. In terms of the overall card, a lot of fans are just not happy about the build to WWE Backlash whatsoever. I personally do believe that WWE did very well for the short time that they did give the build for WWE Backlash, and I do believe that Backlash will be a solid card from top to bottom. I think it's honestly just all about the finishes and how WWE goes about the way that they pace this card, and honestly, the match structure definitely matters as well. So, just the overall presence of WWE Backlash in St. Louis, you kind of have to hit it out of the park in order for WWE fans to feel good about everything that's going to be happening here. So we'll see in due time how it all plays out. So that's it, guys. Those are my picks for WWE Backlash. What I want you guys to do now is leave your picks down in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow me on social media. Like I said, all of those are in the description below as well. And just stay tuned because I'll be giving you guys my WWE Backlash full show review after this is all said and done as well. So thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I'll see you guys in the review. Stay safe, God bless, and peace.